I blew up at my husband. He lied and said my sister and her baby left when he was the one that kicked them out. Am I the a-hole?
OKOP. This is OKOP. I'm Samuel Donner.
And I'm John Frye. And these are the best and funniest stories on the internet.
Word.
Hell yeah.
That's kind of sick. But John, I heard you have a story for me.
I do. But first I have to ask you a question. Sam.
Yeah.
I mean, they call it a cold open for a reason. You know,
But
we gotta.
that was straight fire.
It was straight fire, but we gotta, have a little foreplay here. When I can't just get straight to the business.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of us in this world have had, different messes and disasters in the world of like dating and relationships. What's a funny mess that you've been in your dating and relationship?
Oh,
days?
geez. Okay.
Sorry. Rewind.
I have some. I'm ready.
I have to specify. What's a lie that somebody that you were in a relationship told you?
Oh, a lie.
Yeah. Like the clothing one, right?
The clothing one?
Yeah, the one where she like lied that she got.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So John just knows me too well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my first real girlfriend or second real girlfriend, should I say her name? No. Probably not.
You can omit.
I'll omit her last name.
Or no, make a new name.
Addison.
Addison. There we go.
So not Addison Rae. So that's not public yet. My long-term relationship with Addison Rae. No.
Yeah.
So this girl Addison, like we had broken up because she cheated on me, and then like she came back into my life years later. I'm like, I'll give her another chance, right? So we kind of start seeing each other casually, and I'm like, yo, like I'm fine giving you another chance, but you got to be completely honest with me, because if you're not, like, this is not gonna work, right? And then I see this skirt. I'm like, oh, you should get this, right? And she's like, cool, I'm gonna order it. And then she like says she orders it, and I'm like, cool, right? Very normal, right?
Yeah.
And then like I check in, I'm like, hey, like, how did you like the skirt? And she's like, oh, it's great, I love it so much. And I'm like, cool, would love to see you at some time. Like a week passes by, and then I still haven't seen the skirt, and I'm like, do you? It's just how are you liking the skirt? And she's like, don't worry, I have it. I bought it. I'll even send you the receipt of like me getting it. And again, like I do not care about the skirt.
You were like, oh wait, yeah. What
I
happened?
don't care about the skirt at all.
Right?
I just wanted to know, like, it was my suggestion taken, right?
Yeah.
She sends me a receipt of this very poorly doctored and like Photoshop receipt from the website, where like the date is like changed in Comic Sans.
Not Comic Sans.
It was literally Comic Sans. Yeah.
No.
And I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, obviously this is fake. And I'm like, why did you edit this receipt?
Oh,
and she's like, I didn't edit the receipt. I got this when I told you I got it. And I'm like, I don't think so. And then we basically have this whole conversation of like, why are you lying about this? You're obviously lying about this. And she just couldn't own up to it. She just couldn't. And I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work, right? And it basically, I found out later she's just like this compulsive liar. But over a freaking skirt, like if you're gonna edit it, at least use the same freaking font and not Comic Sans, so it's so obvious that you changed the date. I don't care about the skirt. I just care about you being truthful.
Wow, Comic Sans. Okay, I admittedly already knew this story, but I had completely forgotten about that detail.
Yeah, no,
that she doctored the receipt with Comic Sans.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Wow. Whew. Well, that was more of a doozy than I was expecting. Thinking I already knew the story, but we do have another story for you, Samuel, about a lie, a relationship, and some hurt feelings.
All right, let's hear it.
I blew up at my husband. He lied and said my sister and her baby left when he was the one that kicked them out. Am I the a-hole?
Why are you lying? Don't lie. Tell the truth. Come
Why
on.
you always lying?
Mm.
Why you always lying? Why you fucking lying? Vine. I think that's where that came from. Okay, let's read a story, guys. So, my sister, 20, got out of a terrible relationship and moved in with me and my husband and brought her 5-month-old son. Dang, that we're already off to a very
jeez.
rough
I love
start.
when it just like starts and it just slams you against a wall with a bunch of horrible details.
And you know what's funny is like it's most people like show how terrible this. She's just like, here are the facts,
Here
and
are
the
the
facts
facts.
are like,
Oh, no, this is bad.
my sister was dealing with a handful of issues like postpartum depression. And I asked my husband if he'd be okay with her moving in, and he said, absolutely. Not just this, but he was the one who picked her up and brought her here. So it seems like he's like
On board.
fully
Yeah.
in support.
Right.
She stayed for 2 weeks and helped around the house. My husband started complaining about the baby crying, but a newborn is expected to cry, especially at night. Is this unknown information?
This is what babies do. Babies cry, man. They eat, sleep, poop, and cry.
I've never had a baby. You've never had a baby, but would you be shocked if a newborn was crying?
I would not be shocked. I would be awoken, but I wouldn't be shocked.
He says it causes him stress, so I suggested that he put some earbuds in. He suddenly
Solution. Problem. Solution.
But at that point, he just seemed frustrated and just said suddenly to forget it. And so I did. Last week, I had to go out of town to attend a friend's funeral without my husband. Jeez, gosh, these really like heavy details just nonchalantly dropped in.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That just totally didn't even register a funeral. Jesus.
Yeah. He said he wanted to stay with my sister to make sure she's okay. I returned home the next day and didn't find her or the baby at home. My husband said that she had contacted a friend in another town and wanted to move with them and left that morning. Okay. He handed me a letter from her claiming that it was written by her. This felt so odd, especially after reading the letter. So I called her phone many, many times. But it turns out that my husband found her phone and said she must have left it behind.
What? This seems weird.
This is getting weirder and weirder.
This seems really, really weird.
I was worried and had no means of contacting my own sister and her baby to make sure they were okay. So I contacted relatives, but they knew nothing. Jeez. Yesterday, I got a call from an unknown number, and it was her. We talked, and she told me that she didn't leave on her own, but my husband kicked her out after telling her she was no longer welcome and she needed to take responsibility for her decisions.
Oh, my God.
Dude.
That's so bad.
Oh, my God. I was in shock as she explained that she's not with a friend, but at a shelter and has no money.
Oh my God, this husband is a piece of crap.
Dude, like this
he
is like
lied about it and then put her in a shelter basically.
This is like evil stuff.
Yeah.
Evil.
I don't know how you're going to forgive your husband after this. Jesus.
Yeah, this is egregious. I waited till he got home and I blew up at him. He admitted he faked the letter and hid her phone, then argued that it's his house and he has a say, but he shouldn't have lied to me about my sister and causing her to be homeless. You think?
Like
you
just
think?
that statement. Yeah, I shouldn't have lied to you by writing a fake letter and then putting your sister and then making your sister homeless. Like obviously.
He said I was being unfair and it was wrong to lash out at him for wanting peace in his home. I went upstairs and refused to argue anymore. I told him I'm going to pick her up tomorrow, and he said he changed the locks while I'm gone and I won't be allowed to bring her home. Jeez, this guy is like
nightmare. This is a
nightmare. Dude, this guy is insane. I'm thinking of going to a hotel, but he kept saying that I'm letting my sister affect our lives by prioritizing her. But here's the thing. There's a baby involved, my nephew, and I am not going to leave him homeless.
Yeah. And you're not going to leave your sister homeless either.
I get that it's his house too, but I don't see why he is so incredibly against her staying. And there is an edit. He returned home and we started arguing again. I could not take it anymore. So I'm going to stay at a hotel for tonight, and I'm leaving in an hour or so.
Wow.
He's wanting to talk again now, but I'm incredibly overwhelmed and stressed out and need some time to be by myself. Don't blame you at all for that. I don't care if he's going to change the locks or not. I'm working on meeting up with my sister as soon as possible so we can talk more openly about what happened and hopefully try to figure something out and help her.
Wow. I mean, great sister that the sister
This
has.
guy is like a
but
sociopath and like everything combined.
This husband needs to be dropped like ASAP. It's evil.
It's evil.
Like
it's so
and
evil.
like he lied about the letter. He tried to cover his tracks. Like the thing is, it's not like he didn't know that what he was doing was wrong. Like he knew what he was doing was wrong, and so tried to cover up his tracks. So to his wife, he wouldn't look evil, but he looks evil.
Yeah, that's why I think, is it sociopath, the one where you like don't feel bad about?
Sociopath
or psychopath,
like
maybe one of those. Like basically the thing where like you do evil and you literally feel like you have no guilt.
Yeah,
you just have like no conscience. Like that is this guy.
So bad, but you know what you should never feel guilty about.
Oh, subscribing to your pals, OKOP.
Yeah, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Spotify and TikTok. If you want to be a real one, support us on Patreon so you can talk to us on Discord.
That is right. Chat with us and Ariel, Casey, Xenophorius, Davine, Muhammad, Amanda, Will, Connor, Desiree, Keegan Simmons, and Kathy Quigley.
See you soon.